Good evening. My name is Stephen Mazie. It's S-T-E-V-E-N, middle initial A, last name M-A-Z-Z-I-E, Chief of Police of the City of Everett. And with me is Mayor Carlo Di Maria. So, at 11:53 a.m. this morning, we received a call for shots fired, multiple shots fired, 97 Summer Street. Officers arrived here on scene. They encountered a male. They went into the home at 97 Summer Street. He ended up barricaded himself in the home, made threatening comments to the officers, and they believed him to be armed at the time. They called in some backup officers, including our Special Operations Unit, with some negotiators. Those officers were on scene within 25 minutes, and they set up a perimeter and contained this incident here at 97 Summer Street. During that time, they made numerous efforts to contact him. He refused to talk to our officers. After multiple hours, they ended up sending in some OC canisters to get him out of the house. There was movement around the house. He refused to come out. At one point after he did come out for a short period of time, he went back inside the home. At that point, he was believed to be armed as well. And it wasn't until about 5:30, 5:40 p.m. this evening, he came to the front door. As he came to the front door, officers observed flames coming from the front of the home. He came out into the front steps. He was armed and ultimately found with 3 firearms on his body. The individual identified as a 53-year-old male named Mark Lavoine. Spelling on his name is L-A-V-O-I-N-E. He does not have a lengthy history with us. As a matter of fact, we haven't had any recent history with him at all. He's believed to be living here alone at the home in 97 Summer Street. He was taken into custody, transported to Everett PD at this time. As a result of the fire, Everett Fire and other units from around Metro Boston are here assisting to put out the fire.
Any indication why, Chief, he did this?
We don't know what his motive was, no.
Anybody else in the house? Are you fairly safely assuming that
We believe, based on all the information to date, we don't believe anyone else in that home. We do have information that he lived there alone from neighbors. We don't have any other indication that
Chief, do you know how the fire started?
we don't. The fire will be under investigation. That'll be a separate investigation after they put this out to determine what started the fire.
So when he appeared in the doorway, he had the guns, 3 guns with him, and then the home started erupting into flames, or how did that go down?
The flame. So just to backtrack, as he came to the front door, officers observed flames coming from the home. He came out into the front porch. Fire was already going at that point. He came out. They took him into custody. He did not come out in just surrender. He was arguing with officers and resisting when he came out. And then fire was on scene to start putting out the fire.
Do you know if the CO canisters may have sparked the flames, or is that possible?
They're supposed to be non-flammable. The canisters that we use are non-flammable.
At this point, do you believe he started the fire?
I'm sorry.
Do you believe he started the fire?
I can't comment on what side of the fire until we do an investigation, folks.
Is there a gas line right now inside that home? Is there a gas line going?
I don't know.
What kind of weapons did he have in the house? Can you tell us?
We don't know. We know right now he seems he had 3 pistols on him. We don't know if there's further weapons in the home, but we believe he may have more weapons and ammunition.
Is there any additional indication that he did fire the weapons inside at some point, as neighbors thought they heard?
The initial calls for service were that they believe gunshots were fired within the home. Multiple shots were fired within the home. None were fired at anybody out in the neighborhood.
And he has no injuries?
I don't know for sure. I don't believe so, but I don't know that for sure.
Was he tackled? Was he taken down? How exactly?
I don't know.
Okay.
Chief, the last thing, big picture here, can you talk about, obviously it's Christmas Day, we've got a neighborhood with a lot of people in it.
Sure.
What precautions did you guys have to take?
Well, we were originally on scene when they brought in additional officers. Obviously, it's a Christmas holiday. It's usually a quiet day for most cities and towns. They contained the incident quickly, tried to get people out that needed to get out around the home. And, with the exception of the fire, they did an exceptional job. Officers came here, and they were not just our officers, but additional officers from surrounding neighborhoods as well, neighboring towns.
You guys are trying to prevent something like this from happening.
Correct. At the end of the day, he came out. I mean, he's in custody. He's unharmed. He may need some additional services after all is said and done. And he's safe. Our people are safe. And the neighborhood will normal in a short period of time.
Is he facing any potential charges, or?
Yeah, there's some charges pending. I can't comment on those right now.
Mayor, your thoughts on the situation here in your neighborhood? As we said, tightly packed neighborhood. A lot more could have gone wrong than did go wrong, I guess.
Well, we have a well-trained police department with good leadership from Chief Hayes
that we have here